When we first started out 3 years ago, the ground upon which I'm standing was as hard as a rock. I promise you, I mean, we couldn't get a probe in there. Now look at here, I can go all the way down like that. When I first came, I couldn't get more than 3 inches of this in here. Let me just step right over here to the side, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. This is right outside the critical root zone. Okay, that's it. I'm not faking it. That's all my weight right there. See the needle going into the red? All right, that is too much compaction. And look here. See that? As opposed to that. I can go all the way down, and that's exactly what this big boy needs in order. So we started there, and we thought we had it made. We thought we had already completed the tree protection actions, but when it came out last year, the leaves started curling, scorching, and early leaf drop. It was replaced with additional leaves that looked a lot better, but the tree was obviously sick, and so we came back and we did an additional root collar excavation. And it's very important that you notice that we initially took the soil back from this level here because it was covered up from all of the leaves, debris, and natural erosion off the hill that caught right here. And when we came back, we said, well, let's do some more. And lo and behold, as we began to come out further, we found that these roots, before they started to go under the ground, came out another foot, foot and a half, 2 feet, 3 feet. And that's so important because look at these cracks and fissures here. That comes from, and I can take you to just about every root here, and you'll see them. And had I left this alone and not done anything with it, those cracks and fissures would have become infected. Root rot would have then begun in some form. There's 3 or 4 forms of that rot that can take place that will go up into the tree and kill it. We feel like we've arrested it. We hope we have. What we did is additional root collar excavation, $450. This is a big tree. It was just for the root collar. We did $450. We did another $750 of biostimulant application. We did another $250 of earthworm castings and NutriSmart biofood. It's a organic plant food. Then we took injection capsules and we put in a special direct IV infusion directly into these little holes here that you can see. You barely make them out here, but they're here. And there's a little worm. You see the evidence of little white worms around here. They all look like they're dead. So they're obviously chewing on something that is not doing any good. This is the season 4 ambrosia beetles, and I can see, look here. Here's a good look at all these. They're all dead. Every one of them are dead. And so the residual effect, we as a part of our biostimulation and as a part of the inoculation of this tree, we put in merit, which has a 2 to 3 year period, and anything that eats on this tree, God help them, they're probably going to get sick and die. So we've now completed all of the tree protection actions that we've got in our book, except for the canopy, which is the next thing to go. And so there you got aeration, decompaction, root collar excavation, topsoil application, biostimulation, the inoculation, and then pruning. And we've made the place and its space secure for this tree so that when the water comes off the hill, it soaks it up. We hope we've saved the tree. Let's look at one of the buds. This is what you can look for. I'll take just a couple more minutes. I'm going to get my good old extendable pruner pole here. And I'm going to pull this limb down. And I want you to take notice that we've got buds coming out on every one of these little stems. And that's another important point. We'll come back to this tree. This will be an important part of a case study that we're doing. Let me make it still so the camera can get a good picture. And we hope that when these leaves come out, I'm going to let it go now. When these leaves come out, we hope that the tree is vibrant, it's beautiful. The watch outs that the customer has is a checklist. You'll get it in a downloaded PDF where all you have to do is check the box. How do the leaves look? Shape, color, size, time of the year. How does it compare? Cracks in the bark. There was a bleeding spot. I want you to look for it. There's several. Here's some volunteer saplings that we cut out from the root collar, and there's still one or two of them yet to be made. They're right over here. I'm not going to do, probably won't have time to show all of this, but I want to show you. Here's one right here. Boy, this is a tough one. Okay. All right, there it is. And you can see this is the kind of thing that you're going to contend with. Let me see here. There we go. But you can see that's right there, that's coming out. This is going to come out here, and we continue to clean this whole entire area. This is part of the root pruning, canopy pruning, so we've literally gone through all of your ANSI standards. The topsoil management and all of that is covered in those standards, and so pay attention to, as you read through, you'll get all the backup that you need for those tree protection actions in the ANSI standards. And so welcome to the new world of tree preservation, because it's going to make money for you. One aspect of hazard tree assessment reporting is that when you get a hollow, to what extent does that affect the safety of the tree? And we can check it by going right up under here. I got good solid here, feel solid, but then as I come around to the right, I can get, there you go, there's the deepest part right in here, right there. It goes all the way through to the other side. So I've got that much of missing bottom hollow. To what extent does this affect the safety of the tree? In my opinion, and these hazard assessment reports have a lot to do with your opinion, and my opinion is with the condition of the anchors. If the leaves come out and the anchors stay intact and everything heals, then tree number 308 is due for another season of growth with very close observation. We're going to watch for any heaving or moving or cracking. I've already taken a mallet. Hold on 1 second. I've already taken a sounding mallet. This is one of your tools that you're going to use a lot. You can hear that? Hear that? Hear that? That's solid. Hear this? It's not. That's hollow. Hollow, hollow, solid, solid. So it looks like I've got a hollow under the tree about 3 feet that extends up to here and probably does not, at least as far as we can tell, affect any of the anchors except the ones on the other side, which we did some cutting on. There was one right here that came loose. All that solid. Some of this could come out of here, but We think that the tree is healing itself and blocking off these rotten spots. This right here is hollow, hollow, hollow. And so what we're hoping is that on the bottom side, you see this line of live tissue through here. We've got another line of live tissue through here, and this is all good stuff here. We're hoping that there's rooting on the bottom side. We've got solid roots here, solid, solid, and then we cut this one because it's not any good and it was harboring insects. Once we cleared up the root collar, everything began to heal up pretty good. We've got one sinus that drains right here. From this point down, you can see the stains. We look for the stains on the trees and know that there's some drainage once the sap comes up in the tree. It's interesting that you see all of these little white worms on the tree, and they are all dead. They are all dead as a hammer. There is just nothing here that they can survive on, and we have high hopes that this tree is going to survive to dignify this property, give us fresh air, shade, beauty, erosion control, many of the ecosystem services that these customers wanted as a part of their design intent, and that was our goal. That's why we have been called back now 3 times, and we've got a 4th follow-up to do as soon as we get reports back from the customer as to how the tree looks. They know more about it than you'll ever know in terms of its belief because they watch it every day.